We're back. You're listening to TK and the
We're back?
AM. Yes.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Bondfire Radio. We got a little more news you could use that I want to talk with Tah and Kole about and see where that takes us. But I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat room. Let's Get Free 13. Shout out to you, Houston, Texas, stand up. He said that he's been doing salad a day, gallon of water,
Dope.
celery sticks for lunch,
Do it.
and stop the energy drinks.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yo, really stop
it.
that.
That to me is
I can
the
give
big
you an
shit
alternative
right there.
too, yo.
What's
If
the alternative?
The natural alternative for like Gatorade, natural Gatorade is drink Switchel.
What's Switchel?
Switchel is a combination of water,
Yeah.
apple cider vinegar.
Yeah. Conscious tea.
What is the shit? It's not molasses. What's the maple syrup? Ginger and like
yeah.
lemon.
That sounds turned up.
Yeah. So it's electrolytes, antioxidants, all that different
That's the
stuff.
natural energy drinks.
Yeah.
You have to do your research
Yeah.
a little bit, but again, it's not about all or nothing. People are like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna quit smoking, quit energy drinks, and this
Yeah.
today. We're like, how about
Slow down.
one thing at a time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you hit a wall and you're just
Yeah,
like,
it's
I can't do
hard.
this.
How about you balance your diet
Yeah.
so that you have the right proportion of proteins, carbs, and fats so that you can fuel your body properly so that you don't need a boost of energy?
Well,
Yeah.
that's what he's doing. He's been
You
off
know?
them for 2 months now.
That's what's up.
Nice.
What? Because
They never work for me, honestly.
What, the energy
like,
drinks?
anytime I
I've
would drink an
never-
energy drink or the 5-hour energy, it
is
would
that
just be
only
like,
for a small population
it
of
would
people?
it would last for me for
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 doses,
For
and
me,
then that was
honestly,
it.
I didn't drink soda, and I
Yeah.
think that energy drinks became my soda. Where
Yeah.
I
Oh, wow.
flavor, that taste.
Yeah.
It was the habit, right?
Right.
I wake up in the morning, had my energy drink, but at one point when I was bartending, I was doing 6 to 8 Red Bulls a night.
That's
in my
crazy.
shift,
That's
plus
pretty
coffee
insane.
In the morning, plus coffee at lunch.
And it must be addictive because Red Bull tastes nasty.
Yeah, that stuff
So
is pretty
bad for
bad.
you.
But
Yeah,
people
man.
keep, they love it.
Yeah,
I
there
can't
was.
front.
there
There's
was
something about it. Sometimes I kind of like some of the monsters. They got like a special one.
You know
they got
what?
some different flavored ones.
listen,
I like medicine-y.
My brother was
Carbonated
drinking rock
stuff.
stars every day. And
Rock
it actually
Stars.
messed up his molars in the back of his mouth. And
Ew.
yeah.
Yo.
I've had a lot of people roll into the ER that were chronic, energy drink users, and they had a host of issues.
Yeah.
Really, really terrible issues. And I mean, it ranged from dental stuff to gastrointestinal stuff to skin disorders, all kinds of stuff.
is
And the stuff is
crazy.
not stuff that you're seeing.
And if you need to replace the habit, because sometimes we're creatures. We wake up, we do our thing.
Right.
That's how we know we're getting up for the day.
Right.
So maybe that means you get a different drink. Like for us, we started this thing of like having tea that we're becoming
Yeah.
snobs for tea. We're just like,
Yeah.
how about would you like some of this white
Right.
sage tea now?
Make it special.
Yes.
Yeah,
Keep
make it a
that-
thing. But
Keep that habit.
Yeah.
But replace it with something that's
yeah.
But that
Like,
points back to the ritual.
if you're on
Yep.
cocaine,
Like,
switch
you know what I
down
mean?
to weed. What?
Enjoying yourself.
Was that too much?
What's that?
I said if you're on
Are your
cocaine,
THC
switch down to weed.
What?
I'm
What?
just trying to help. I'm just trying to help people.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of drugs, I don't know if y'all saw this. Me and
What's
Kole
that?
might be able to, partake. Whoopi Goldberg, did you hear about her medicinal marijuana products targeted
No.
at menstrual cramps?
Oh, wow.
Yes. So she found a niche that nobody, because most people don't think about women when they think about marketing stuff. So nobody
What? Most people
thought
don't want
about
money. They
menstrual
stupid.
cramps that half of the populations have, and that we need something. So she said that she has grown granddaughters who have severe cramps, and she wants to work on this project. And she's teaming up with a woman-led medical marijuana company
Dope.
led by Maya Elizabeth. She's a leading canna businesswoman. And
And a business.
yeah, canna business, and they're gonna be making ointments. What do you call them? Soaks, teas, stuff that you can take and still go to work.
yeah.
And if you can, like a topical something.
It's just like when you do these things and you mask the symptoms.
Right.
The root of the issue is never taken care of, and this is why medications in our society are so terrible. They wreak havoc in our bodies, and they're not.
Causes other
and it
symptoms.
causes other stuff, and then you have to take medication to cover up other medication problems, and then the mix, and then you don't know what's going on with the mix of these medications.
Yeah.
It's causing all kinds of drama and shit.
Well, and that's why people think it costs more money to eat healthier, but it's not true. Like, we don't have to go to the doctor. We don't spend all this money on medications and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I was paying just for, like, iron supplements because I was anemic, all this other
Yeah.
stuff. Just by adding in 2 shakes a day, 2 full handfuls of spinach, 3 months, my anemia was gone by my next checkup.
Wow. And you know what? That takes me to this. Let's say regular, starting from scratch person has been to the doctor, has been doing the checkups, is either taking prescription drugs. They're paying for a lot of premiums or whatever they're
Time off work.
time off. You're losing money for that. That's their cost. So let's say a person like that, maybe a comparable 40-year-old male, everyday worker, average eater, as far as average eating in America goes.
Right.
Now they start handling their business. How long, because I know it's relative,
Right.
do you think it would take them to switch back to like what they should be in life,
What
or
they
what
should
it
be
look,
healthy
what it
in.
should look like?
Their
Yeah.
conditions are,
It depends on a lot of things, and you have to really consider that body fat is a storage depot.
Yeah.
And all of the poisons and all of the medications and all the residual from processed foods and stuff that gets stored away when your fat gets stored away gets stored there. So as your body starts to lose body fat, that stuff gets released into your bloodstream, and it can cause a whole lot of different symptoms on the way out.
Yeah.
On the way
Flu-like
out.
on the way
Yeah.
out.
Way out,
So
yeah.
it causes it. It can make you feel sick. It can make you feel feverish. It can bring back a resurgence of old symptoms you had when you
And
were
then
taking
you
this
start
stuff
thinking,
in.
well, damn, this fitness shit is for the birds.
Yeah.
I quit.
And that's why
And
people
let me go
bail.
back to my
and let me
medicine.
go back. Yeah, let me go back to my crappy food because I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
alright with it.
And
yeah,
the
so-
doctor gave me pills. I'm gonna go back to that.
Yeah, so
I
it's,
think what
it's,
people don't think about is the fact that once something goes in your body, it has to be processed.
It has
and
to be
You don't
processed.
shit it out.
no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
people don't understand that. Like, your liver's fucked up because it's holding on to all this
It's
shit.
overwhelmed.
It is. You know?
Yo, your liver's like, yo.
Yo, it's like...
Your and then your kidneys are like, fam, I can't handle all of this.
Damn,
He's tired.
bruh.
He's sick and tired of being
Like,
sick and
bruh.
tired.
Like, bruh.
We have mothers and sisters and daughters and wives, and people still don't think of us as a viable market for things unless it's a vacuum cleaner
Or some clothes
or
or
some
shoes.
clothes and shit.
Yeah.
But yo, I need weed ointment. Like, son. So projections predict this will be a $20 billion industry
Makes sense.
in 2020, like cannabis
Wow.
products. And this, Whoopi Goldberg products, it should be coming out in the next
Will it be whoop
year or
oil?
so.
She got the dreads, so she
Okay.
got the picture and everything is right.
Yo, she's got the look.
She's got the look.
The typecast. So yeah, and she also said she just didn't want her granddaughters resorting to eating handfuls of Advil every day. Yo, I know
Oh, that's
people
so terrible.
that take way more than the
stuff?
allotted like
That stuff?
It's not
Yeah.
doing anything.
That
No.
stuff is poison.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see the people that have come into the ER with this, the entire gastrointestinal line ripped out because they've
Yeah.
been eating 16 Advils a
Really?
day.
And
that
they
stuff
don't
is
feel it
bad.
anymore.
No, you
Oh,
don't
they feel it. They start to
yeah,
feel it. When that
true.
hole starts to develop, it's
Ooh,
bad
that
news.
scares
That stuff
me.
is bad news, man.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Well, and to be perfectly honest, like how I look at things is this is something women have been doing for thousands of years. They didn't
Right.
have Tylenol 200 years ago. Like,
No.
I think I can get through this or find another way.
Yeah,
You know? So
they've.
it's
I'm sure they found some leaves that were like,
chewing
oh,
on
hold
cocoa
up,
leaves in South America.
this is the shit right here. This right here, ladies, in this corner of the forest.
You also gotta think about lifestyle too. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, so you're Aboriginal person, you probably out, you're active, you're eating a certain kind
Yeah.
of diet, so your body
Out
is
there
just not
killing woolly
responding the same way.
mammoths, like.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, some of those rats out in Flatbush though.
I'm like, yo, you know what? Real talk. Shelly B said, mad knowledge being dropped this morning. Thank you, TahKole. Word.
You are
yes.
so welcome.
You guys are like the fitness Brangelina. One name having.
I like that. The fitness.
TahKolina?
TahKolina.
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 Yes.
That's a drink.
Or my next side project, a taco.
TahKolina.
You don't sleep. Don't, like we all
Healthy ass fish tacos, B. Let's do that.
Same.
they're actually all in the chat room like, yes. Yes.
Did you bring me back a
y'all
crystal?
got
Is all I
another-
want to know.
Y'all got
I
another
should
investor.
have gave a request when you went to Peru. I want a crystal.
We're going back in
Going
June.
back in June.
We're going back in June.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to join us, let us know.
How does that work? So, like, are you guys
They get on
looking
a
to do
plane.
group trips, or is
Well,
this
with
something
that's
that
what-
you're
that's
building?
what- that's-
what we're starting to go
Yeah,
to, because the whole trip isn't about just going to see a place.
Yeah.
It's about taking people to really dive into the culture, getting to work with one of the most sacred tribes left in the world, a mystical tribe called the Quechua.
Yeah.
So they only speak Quechua. They don't
Okay.
even speak Spanish. But when the Spanish conquistadors came, they fled to the high Andes. They live at 6,000 meters, so 18,000-ish feet up in the Andes. And just to, work with different plants
Yeah.
from Peru, different healers, different, everything has meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're what we're doing is we're starting to take people on transformational
Yeah.
retreats.
Because this is part of your whole, not
Alignment.
just the fitness. Yeah.
It's
I'm
personal.
like,
gotta do
it's,
I'm
everything.
trying to.
it's called strategic personal
Yes,
alignment.
thank you. Y'all should have saw me trying to figure out the word.
We're doing more than just fitness. We're helping people to get aligned in
Yeah.
their bodies, their
Yeah.
minds, their hearts, and all that stuff, and heal.
Listen, legitimately, eating isn't the problem,
Yeah.
right? Eating isn't really the issue. It's the shame, it's the guilt, it's the getting in our own way, it's
Yep.
the
Yeah.
feeling we don't deserve it. It's
It-
all of those.
All of these things are the baseline things
Yes.
that cause us to have these
Extra
physical
problems.
situations.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we heal the heart, but our first approach is through the body. That's
Yeah.
how we approach it. We take you to Peru, and then we bring you through the heart and the spirit.
Because like the body first, and I want to just talk about and ask your backgrounds. I know Utah, you're RN, registered nurse. Like, I know you got papers. You know what I'm saying? I
25
trust you.
years
You
of
got
RN.
papers. When you introduced us all to Kole, I already could tell she wears tights everywhere. She's boom, fitness game tight. Like, but I want you guys to tell the folks a little bit about your background, because I feel like it's important.
Yeah.
In the world of so many, just like, meet me at Planet Fitness and we'll lift some weights together. Like, I can't.
Let me
I
train
can't,
you.
I can't. There's too many homie lover friend trainers. I can't.
Sure. Would you like to go first, love?
Yes.
Well, just as a quick rundown, I started working out when I was 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
I started going to the gym on my own. I was always active. I played sports, So that was a natural progression on one end. And when I got later into my teen years, I got into drugs really bad. I overdosed into a coma.
Wow.
That's a whole other story
Yeah.
another day. But afterwards, I got back into fitness to fill my time with something, because I had
Yeah.
to drop the people I was
You-
running
yeah.
around with. And I ended up winning Miss Utah Teen. I did Miss Teen USA, so I had to get my body together.
Right.
Moved to New York when I was 19, stayed here for a few years, got wrapped up in, the hustle, got burned out, went back to Utah and put on 45 pounds.
Wow.
Eating fast food, drinking
Yeah.
every day, got real depressed, was trapped in a marriage I didn't really want to be in, and then that went downhill from there. And at that point, then at 26, I was 50 pounds heavier, borderline type 2 diabetic, hypoglycemic,
Lord.
anemic. I have arthritis, and so if you have inflammation or inflammatory foods, that makes it worse.
Yeah.
And so that was the beginning of getting it back together.
Yeah.
And then 3 years ago, I had extra time. I had been touring full time as a musician for 2 years, and I was just burnt out, I couldn't write. It became a job.
Yeah.
Everything becomes a job after you do it long enough,
Yeah.
for enough hours. And I saw Tah's boot camps, and I said, let me go to this boot camp, because I've always been afraid of it.
Yeah.
That's being real with myself.
Yeah.
I'd never been, because it sounded hard. And
Yeah.
it sounded like not fun.
Yeah.
But he was hot, so worst case scenario,
Not fun.
Nah, I know. I'm team not fun, but he got me there too. So.
Really. But then as I started to feel stronger,
Yeah.
my mind started to change.
Yeah.
So that's really when I started to get Tah was the one that told me, He's like, listen, your form and everything is good. Have you ever thought about being an instructor?
Yeah.
And 3 months later I was, and 2 years
Wow.
later I'm instructor of the year. So.
Look at that.
That's what's
Look
up.
at God. Can we Affirmation
Saying.
Friday clap up? Okay.
I mean, if that doesn't affirm that you can do whatever you put your mind and your body into,
Yeah.
Or next to.
I'm saying.
Shout out to Dominican Jesus in the chat room, aka Nix P. He said, "Hi, I'm a homie, lover, friend, trainer. You know what? But at least I know you know what you're doing. But some people just be like, meet me at Planet Fitness, and then they throw you like a dumbbell. I'll be like, son, like, yo, this is I can't. So, Tah, what's up with you?
Yeah,
I
so-
trust you. I already know.
So my name is Tah from the Bush. I like the alligator bob, blood-sucking freaks, just like your mama. All
done
my
with
De
you.
La fans. All right, so I've been a registered nurse for 25 years. I graduated from nursing school in 1992, so it's going to almost 26 years.
Woo.
And I was a skateboarder when I was in my teens, and that was my physical fitness thing. And I was really acrobatic with it. I used to compete and do all of this wild stuff in the street.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty
The
bad.
secrets of Tah.
Yeah, I was pretty
Word
bad.
up.
I was pretty badass with it. I was called the skateboard kid in my neighborhood because no black people in my neighborhood skateboarded.
Yeah.
Right there.
So they were like, you think you're a white boy and all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how it
Dealing
go.
with that.
But yeah, so that's how I got into my thing. I sucked at basketball. I have issues with my peripheral vision, so I used to get hit in the face with basketballs and
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
So I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So I was a very solo sport person. So
You need a sport that you can go in a straight line, which
Yeah.
skateboarding is.
and yeah, and I mean, in control of my body in certain ways and movements and stuff was
Yeah.
really important for me to really start to understand that type of stuff. So I did really terrible to get attention in school. I did really terrible on my grades, and I did horrible in high school. So I ended up going to Kingsborough Community College, and I didn't know what to do or what to major in, but I know I wanted to help people. So I went into nursing.
Okay.
My father was like, I think you should go into nursing. You'll always have a job.
Yeah, that too.
I had the
So-
same intention. My yeah. helping people
Yes.
other ways.
So I
Yeah.
got into nursing, and it was cool. I stayed pretty fit for a while, and then I had a really horrible time with some relationship stuff in the mid 2000s, and I got depressed, and I stopped exercising, and I started eating the large curry goat dinner
Yes.
Oh, boy.
every day.
Every day, though.
Shout out
Every
to Curry
day,
Goat,
I'm
though.
saying at Eral,
in Dan
in
Beasley's new
Flatbush, laden with grease.
Didn't
On
even
top
have
of
no
that, I was
greens
having
with it.
half chicken, pork, fried rice every night.
Every day.
Oh.
And then I was just eating terrible, and
Yeah.
it made me feel horrible. And I put on 40 pounds in 6 months.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And yeah, and you knew me at this time, Conscious, and I was in a really, really ugly place, and I decided that I wasn't going to be there anymore.
Yeah.
And I had been training people loosely on the side, and I decided that I wanted to really get into my body and figure things out for myself.
Yeah.
And I got certified, and I started training people professionally, and things just escalated, and I started to learn a lot. 2 years ago, I fractured my spine and herniated a disc lifting
Yes, I
someone
remember
in the
this.
hospital, and I couldn't walk. And they wanted to do surgery on me. They wanted me to have injections and take medications, and I refused all of that stuff. Now, my knowledge of anatomy and how the body works, I created my own program, which was one of the Dirty 30 programs, the
Okay.
Cormageddon program, and that helped me to straighten my whole back situation up, get my
Yeah.
core together, and really learn how I can help other people get out of that back pain situation.
You were
Yeah.
researching a
And
lot.
yeah, Kole definitely. That's when me and
'Cause
Kole
I
really
remember
started to
this
get
time.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, my whole life reset at that time.
Not
Yeah,
you
that
would
was
take
crazy.
Help, but I was Googling in the background.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You
know,
were in
I learned.
pain.
I
It
learned.
was very
I learned a
clear.
lot emotionally, mentally, physically, and I learned how a lot of things come together through this experience. So it's
Yeah.
been really, really heart opening, really eye opening, really expansive for me. So that's what I have to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby.
Well, here's a question I have for you.
Yeah.
I asked you both these questions because you said it in the middle of almost finishing. You said when you had enough. What was that moment? What is that moment for you? Because I know personally, I dealt with depression for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I had a enough moment.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, well, you're talking all this great stuff and whatever. But how can I do it? What was your enough moment? Like, what pushed you? What happened? What did that sound like? Were you crying? Were you upset? Were you like, what the fuck happened that made you totally change it? Because all this shit happened.
Yeah.
A lot of shit was happening gradually.
Yeah,
But what does that
I'm
sound
gonna
like?
be really honest with you, and this is gonna sound like
Yeah.
I was fucking bored with it. I was bored. I was tired of whining. I was tired of self-pity. I was tired of wallowing, and I wanted to feel nice. And and there was a moment where I remembered feeling really good about myself.
Yeah.
And that moment, actually, I was with Kole, and she said to me, "How you feeling?" I was like, I feel good." Canned response. She was like,
Right.
"But you're amazing. Why can't you feel amazing?"
Hmm.
And then I was like, damn, I remember feeling like that sounds.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I'm done with this shit. It's boring. It's corny. It's tired.
Yeah.
And it's pitiful. And I don't want to be that
It
anymore.
doesn't just tax you; it taxes
Yeah.
the people around you.
It taxes everything.
Everything.
And it was a decision, and that's and that moment, man, I'm getting goosebumps. And that moment was life changing for me because it's helped me to help other people.
Yeah.
And that snap decision is what I tell everybody to do. Just decide. That's what you have to do. And you will not change until you decide, and not a
definitely a
moment
decision,
before.
yeah.
It is a decision.